Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to give you 20 productivity tips so you can get more done at work. So if you want to know my secrets to getting more stuff done, then keep on watching. All right, my very first tip is super important, so take notes right now. And that is to start the day on your own terms. Now, you've probably heard and were expecting for me to say, wake up early. And yes, that can be part of it, but it's really up to you. There is a huge difference between being woken up and waking yourself up. And one is where you're being very reactive to everything that happens to you, and the other is being very proactive with your life. And so yes, you might have heard wake up early. That can be a part of starting the day on your own terms. You starting the day making your own choices versus the flip side where perhaps you sleep in, you hit the snooze button a million times, and then, oh crap, you have to be in work in 5 minutes. And then everything else, you're just reactive from there. If you are able to choose not to snooze, and you start the day on your own terms, everything else is going to have a domino effect from there, and you are going to have a significantly better day by doing so. Now, my next tip is to get ready. So if you take that extra time to get ready, to look good, you will feel good, and that will just transfer into all the work that you do. It doesn't have to be something crazy over the top. It doesn't have to be a 24-step makeup routine. I know for me, my kids were sick for the past 3 weeks straight. So I wasn't really able to work. I wasn't able to do the YouTube videos because I couldn't take my kids to the sitter. So I really couldn't get much done. And as a result, I didn't get ready. And today is the very first day that I have truly been able to get ready. And as soon as I got ready, I just felt so alive and so fresh and so ready to go. And I got a ton done today. So take my word for it. This really does work. And it's not about vanity. It's about when you look good, you feel good, you do good. All right, my next tip is to automate parts of your routine, especially very repetitive parts and things that really don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Now, there are a ton of little decisions that we waste so much mental energy on, guys. Things like, what am I gonna wear? What am I gonna eat? How should I do my makeup today? How should I do my hair today? These are things that if you automate them as much as possible, you will be that much more productive because you won't be wasting so much time on stupid things that don't matter. With what I'm gonna eat, I eat the exact same thing for breakfast every single day. Chocolate protein shake with banana, 3 scoops of protein. Boom, so easy, it's done. I don't even think about it, ever. Speaking of makeup routine, an example of this is to have a very simple and effective makeup routine that you can do very quickly, you can do effectively, and you look good and feel good as a result. Now, if you want to take this to the extreme, other ways that you can automate your beauty or makeup routine is to microblade your eyebrows so that way you never have to touch your eyebrows. Or you could do eyelash extensions. I had them for over 4 years, and what I loved about them is that I didn't feel that I had to do tons of eyeliner and eyeshadow. I could just do foundation and boom, I was ready to go because the lashes did all the heavy lifting for me. All right, my next tip goes along with the last tip, and that is meal prep. So you can waste a lot of time making food every single day. Like I said before, I automate what I'm gonna eat for breakfast, and the same thing goes with lunch. So every Sunday, I will make all of my lunches for the week, and it's usually something pretty simple and pretty healthy. So that way I'm not making bad choices, but then also I'm not wasting valuable time making a new lunch every single day. So what I do is I will usually grill up a whole bunch of chicken and vegetables, and then I will put them in my little containers, pack them in my lunch, and off I go. Now, if meal prepping is not your thing because you don't have the time, energy, or patience to do it, I get it. There are amazing companies out there that will just do this for you. You just pay them and they bring you meals and you're done for the whole week. It's amazing. All right, so my next tip is to have a to-do list. So you can have a daily, weekly, and monthly to-do list, and this will really help keep you organized and focused. There are so many productivity systems out there that are complicated and you do this, and that, and those are great, but really down to the bare bones, make a list, prioritize the list, and go from there. Really, if you want to increase your productivity and you are not doing to-do lists, just start with this and you will be surprised about just by simply writing down what you have to do, how much more you get done in a day. All right, my next productivity secret is to have a plan. So if you wake up and you feel amazing and you get all ready and you automate all these different things in your life, it's gonna do you no good if you don't have a plan for what you're gonna do that day. You're gonna walk into your office feeling good, looking good, and then say, well, what am I gonna do now? Since you already have a to-do list for the day, you're gonna wanna then take that list and pick the very top 3 things that you want to get done today. And then from those 3 things, pick the number 1 most important thing. If you could only accomplish one thing, What is it? And by that, you will be able to structure your day in a way that you get those things done. All right, my next tip is to schedule everything. Yes, everything that you're doing that day should be in your calendar. Even if it's small, even if it's stupid, your morning routine, schedule and block aside time to do that. When are you gonna eat lunch? When are you gonna work out? When are you gonna work on that big number one thing that is your goal today? Schedule 1, 2, 3 hours to get it done. That way during the day, when that little voice in your head says,
what should I be doing today?
You look at your calendar and boom! There you go. You know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. By scheduling and putting it out on paper or in your calendar, you will be that much more effective and successful at getting it done. This also goes along with one of my favorite principles in the world, which is Parkinson's Law. So basically the gist of Parkinson's Law, it states that a task will take the amount of time that you give it. So you said, it's going to take 8 hours for me to clean my room. Guess what? It's gonna take you 8 hours to clean your room. But if you have guests coming over an hour and you say, crap, I have 30 minutes to clean my room, somehow, some way, you will find a way to get that task done in 30 minutes. So by putting a time constraint on something, it allows our mind to really focus and get the job done because there is a ticking time bomb. So putting things in your calendar and scheduling out, okay, I have 3 hours to get this done, will be a trigger in your mind that, hey, it's 3 hours. We gotta get it done. All right, so my next tip for productivity is to write everything down. If you have a thought, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I forgot that, have a little notebook or have a little notepad on your phone and just write it down. Get it out of your head and onto the paper. Again, it's basically a to-do list brain dump, so that way those things, you're not having to spend time in your brain trying to remember these things, even if it's subconsciously. By getting it out on paper, you'll be able to have it, it's there, it's recorded, and then every night you can go through and you can either put something on your daily to-do list for the next day, put it on your weekly, you could get it done right there, move it to your monthly to-do list, whatever, but at least that way it is recorded, it is out of the way, and it is not taking up space in your precious brain. Now, while editing this video, I realized that I completely forgot to record tip number 9. So here it is. Tip number 9, focus on the easiest tasks first or the hardest tasks first. Now, this really depends on you and your personality and what works for you, but some people like to get in and start their day and bust out a whole bunch of little easy tasks. So that way they have a whole bunch of wins under their belt, they feel very accomplished, and then they can start on the hard things. While other people like to hunker down and get that really hard, difficult, annoying task out of the way, so that way the rest of the day is as easy as pie. All right, my next tip is to turn off all distractions. If you want to be more productive at work, you have to get rid of all those distractions that happen throughout the day. So turn off notifications. If you have email reminders, anytime you get an email, it pops up and it has a big ding. Get rid of that. You do not need that right now. That is just getting in the way from you getting done what you need done. So turn them off on your phone and put it on Do Not Disturb mode. Put it in your backpack, put it in a drawer, get it out of sight, out of mind, so you're not tempted to pick it up and mindlessly scroll and scroll and scroll. All right, my next productivity tip is to multitask during your driving or wait time. So for me, I absolutely love audiobooks, and there are podcasts that I do not miss. And so what I do is while I am driving to work or while I'm driving to an appointment or something, I will listen to those things in my commute. So that way when I need to be working, I'm not tempted to listen to those things because I know I have a designated time or place to listen to those. So you can do this while you're doing the dishes, while you're taking your dog for a walk. Those are times when you aren't necessarily going to be working, so you might as well maximize that time while you have it. All right, my next tip for productivity is to park in the same parking spot every single day. And again, this is all about limiting those little dumb decisions that take up time in our life. Now, when I worked at an office, I would park in the freshman lot, and it was a little bit of a walk, but the reason I parked there is because I know no one else was parking there. I always had a parking spot versus the time where I would try to park close to the building and I was too late and there were no spots, and I would waste time driving around looking for a parking spot, hoping that something would open up. It wouldn't, and I wasted 3-4 minutes just looking for a spot and would eventually have to drive to a different parking lot. So the way that I completely just minimize this altogether is I just parked in a spot where I knew no one wanted to park. Let's be honest, people are lazy and they do not want to walk. So not only would I get the same parking spot every single time, but I'd also get a little bit of exercise before I had to start working. I get the blood flowing. So that way when I got into the office, I felt good and I was ready to go. All right, my next tip is to have a designated workspace. So if you work in a corporate job, this is probably very simple and easy, and you don't even have to think about this. You probably have a cubicle or office or space assigned to you already. But if you work from home, you just want to make sure that you have a place that you go to and you work every single day. You have an office, you have a computer, you have a space that is set up, or if you're going to a coffee shop or a co-working space, just know ahead of time what that is, where it is, so that way you know where to go to start getting work done. Having a designated place will really help trigger your mind, sort of like Pavlov's bell, that, hey, I'm in here, this is work time. All right, my next tip is to prepare your workspace the day before. This will make it so as soon as you walk in your office, everything is in its place and ready to go. Make sure your space is clean and tidy, just put everything away. For me, I drink a ton of water, so I have designated cups, so I will make sure that I will go and I will fill those cups so they are ready to go in the morning so I can just drink them. In my case, I know that if I'm going to be recording a YouTube video the next day, I will get all of my lights and equipment out and ready to go. So that way in the morning, I can just walk in, I'm already ready, hair's done, makeup's done, and I can just sit down, boom, and get ready to go instead of wasting 30, 60 minutes getting my lights set up. Where is this cord? Where's this? Is this charged? No, get all of that done the night before so that way when you walk in the morning, you are ready to work. All right, my next productivity tip, do one thing at a time. Just one, not two, not three, not 17 things, one thing. Okay? Got it, done. This is pretty obvious, but by focusing on just one thing, you are going to be able to get that much closer to completing that one thing. If you're switching between answering email to doing a project, to doing project number 2, to doing project number 3, you're going to get nowhere. And at the end of the day, you're going to feel like such a loser because you didn't get anything done. So just take it from me, focus on the one thing. Next up, batch tasks. So if there are things that you can do all at once, do those together. For example, when I do YouTube videos, I record a whole bunch of YouTube videos all at once because my lights and equipment are already ready and set to go. My makeup and hair is done. Everything is already there, so I can be more effective if I can just record a whole bunch of videos and then call it good, and then I can just work on editing all of those videos. Other work things is you can answer all of your emails all at once, and then you're done with email for the next few hours. Or maybe if you have people who report to you, you can have all of your meetings back to back to back, so that way those are all scheduled and ready to go, and you can be in the groove for those. When you're working on things, you really do get in a groove, so if you can batch like things together and just bust them out, you'll be so much more productive and spend way less time working on those things. All right, my next tip is one of my favorite productivity tips, and I use it every single day. It's called the Pomodoro technique. It's also known as the tomato timer. So what the Pomodoro technique is, you set a timer for 25 minutes, and then for those 25 minutes, you only focus on that thing. So it does go along with my other tip before. However, it really gives a time boundary to this thing. And during this time, you have very strict blinders on where you do not focus on anything else. You do not look at your phone. You do not check email. You do not talk to your coworker. Whatever it is, for 25 minutes, you are all in. And this is really great for things that you hate doing, or you just feel like keep getting pushed and you never seem to do it, but you have to do it. I'm telling you, by setting that timer, you will focus and you will get in such a groove that you might finish it in that time, or you might want to keep going. But the way the Pomodoro technique is that after 25 minutes, you stop and you take a 5-minute break, and then you start again, either on the same task or a different task. Again, this is just a way to really help hone you in, get you focused so you can get more done. Now, my next tip I love to use with the Pomodoro technique, and that is to use white noise. So a lot of people like to listen to music or podcasts, but I find I really just can't focus with music or things that have words. So I use white noise to really block out everything and just to focus in. And one of my favorite websites, it's called Noisely, and I love it because you basically get to create your own white noise cocktail. So I want a little bit of this, I want a little thunder, I want a little railroad track, I want a little rain. And I love it because there's just certain things that to me help me focus. And so again, it's called noisely.com. It's my favorite especially the Pomodoro technique, because by having that white noise, you can just put it on your computer or you can put it in your headphones. And having that static noise just really helps to block out all distractions. If you work in a common space where there's lots of people, definitely do this because it will help minimize you focusing in on, hey, someone's talking about my favorite TV show or someone over there. It's a really great way to block out any audio distractions. These productivity tips really do encompass all 5 of the senses, and the sense of sound and minimizing sound distractions is really, really important. All right, my next tip is to take active breaks. We're not machines, and our bodies were not meant to sit at a computer for long hours just grinding away. You will be so much more effective when you stop and you move your body. Whether that's just standing up and taking a stretch break, or walking around your office, or even better, walking outside, getting out of the environment so that way your brain and your mind and your body can recover. For me, when I worked in an office, I loved to just walk outside, do a quick lap around the building, or I even had a quick 1-mile loop that I would do, and I would do it once or twice a day. And then when I got back to my work, my brain was just in a better place to start working again. It doesn't get fatigued out. It just gives it the break and the rest that it needs so you can get stuff done. You'll find that you get so much more done when you just take a stretch break, when you take a walk break, when you get outside. I'm telling you, your body loves getting outside and your body loves moving. So your brain and your work will thank you. Okay, my very last tip is to take lunch away from your desk. Our brains and our bodies are not machines. And so if you can take yourself out of the work zone and go into the eating zone, your brain will appreciate that and it will be able to unplug and recharge. Plus, getting out of your office, if you have a communal area to eat, it's really great just to get social interaction and to talk with coworkers and to talk about things that aren't necessarily work. Yes, you can talk work, but you can talk about your family, you can talk about your life. So if you take your lunch away from your desk, I promise you, you'll be so surprised about how much more excited you are and ready to get stuff done and to work when you sit back at your desk versus if you try to just plow through lunch. It's not good. All right, guys, that is all that I have for this video. Those are my 20 productivity tips. Now, be sure to let me know in the comments below, what are your favorite productivity tips? I'm sure there are things that I did not even talk about here, so let me know. I am interested because we can all be more productive. And if these are all new to you, let me know what's the one thing that you are gonna implement starting right now. You don't have to do them all. What's the one thing that you are going to start doing? Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I have a whole lot more tips and tricks to make you more productive and to get more done with your business. If you're gonna start being more productive right now, give this video a like and be sure to subscribe because I have a ton of videos for you that's all about how to get the most out of your business. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.